Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Homeschool Well Podcast. This is Kim and Jenny here with you today,
Hello.
and it's February. We've been talking about modifying curriculum all month. This is the last episode in the month, and we really want to dial into your kiddos who are struggling. And we know how hard it is when you're watching your child struggle academically. And maybe you're working with a curriculum or a set of curriculum, more than one, that is adding to the problem, right?
hmm
And we know how hard that can be. Sometimes just that curriculum choice contributes to your child struggling.
hmm
This is the time for you to intervene,
Yes.
time for you to ignore the fear that the devil is trying to put in your head of, oh no, my kid is falling behind,
hmm
to create some successes in their world, taking that curriculum, changing it, tweaking it, modifying it, to be able to celebrate progress from it, no matter where they are in it. And we also have some great ideas of more rich learning experiences,
hmm
kind of getting away from the books, especially into the end of the school year season when looking forward to summer. So we'll give you some ideas in that regard also. We just want you to have hope and be confident that there is a different plan. Like God has a better plan for you and your kiddo than constantly struggling academically and constantly feeling pressured to keep up with progress that might just not be geared toward your child's learning style at all. And that's all it is. You just change things up a little bit and learn how to create successes and celebrate progress in your kiddos' world. And frankly, in your teaching, so that you
Yeah.
can feel like, okay, I know what I'm doing.
I'm doing a good job. Yeah. In your teaching world too, you need successes.
For sure.
hmm
All right, we're going to start with some scripture that
Yes.
is breathing life into this idea.
We love this one. It's from Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do.
Love it. We make our plans like busy little squirrels, but God actually directs our paths, right?
hmm
And He does have good things out there. If your kid is struggling academically, please lean into those words from Ephesians that He did prepare good things for your kid. It's already out there. Just how can we connect and get to it, right? How can we listen to God's plans above ours and get to that?
hmm
And I'm just like so seeing my son's
hmm
face in my mind. Like, thank
hmm
you so much for that verse. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Okay. So let's do the tips you can
hmm
actually use in your day. How do you celebrate progress? You look at consistency. How much are you going to a topic? Not how many pages are you looking at in the workbook or for digital curriculum? How many of those little check boxes? Like I see Khan Academy in front of me. Oh, there's so
hmm
many check boxes. They have so many videos. That's not what we're talking about, right? We're talking about consistency is like how many times are you exposed to the thing or the topic or the content, not how many boxes are you checking off to get finished. Does that make sense to you, Jenny? Am I
Yeah.
explaining that correctly?
Yeah, and a willingness to try, a willingness for a kid to come back to it and keep working on things that they don't love or that might be a little bit difficult, and you're kind of supporting them and helping them through. But just even being willing to try is
Yeah.
that progress, especially if a month ago they were breaking down or throwing a fit when you were trying certain
hmm
things or saying, I can't do it. So even just coming back to it several times and over time, just being willing to try is something to celebrate.
So much. So many
Mm,
times when I'm evaluating families, it's supposed to be a celebration, and the kiddo will say something like, oh no, I'm so bad at this. And their grades are like right up there on the screen, and maybe they aren't so good at it. But
mhm,
I point out, I'm like, yeah, but look at you. You did the work from January to May. You can see right there that you did the stuff, you went back to it. You do have some check boxes there. You know,
Mhm.
it's not the best grade, but you displayed the magic word that employers love, frankly, perseverance.
Yeah.
That's our magic word of the day. Please instill that in your child. Like you are persevering through this hard, hard thing. And we know God made everyone unique and different. Everyone's not meant to be an author.
Mhm.
If they are composing words together orally, that's still success.
Mhm.
You know, they're not using their pencil or typing it in because for some kids that can be very difficult to do. You know, writing words on a paper, their fine motor skills might not be so great. But
Mhm.
if orally composing it to you, that's perseverance. They're
Mhm.
doing the hard thing. They're continuing to go back to it. Celebrate that progress. Celebrate the consistency that, yes, they showed up to write something or compose something. Maybe it was just once a week,
Mhm.
but they did it. I'm going to extend on this composition idea and then let them share it with someone else. Like I have a couple kiddos now I'm working with, and they're both, and I'm using air quotes here,
Mhm.
writing their own book or writing their own story, right? But it looks
Mhm.
way different than them sitting down with a pencil. They're speaking into the iPad, they're editing it with the keyboard, but they are still composing their story about something that's important to them. And I'm getting them super excited to finish the thing because it's hard. You know, it's hard for them to come up with the vocabulary. It's hard for them to be sequencing the events in the story correctly.
Mhm.
So I just started really having them visualize this idea of being able to share their stories with someone, you know, that they love. Like, okay, but when you're done, I'm going to glue all these pages into a book, like literally it's construction paper. Okay. And they're going to do drawings that match the part and it's going to be above the words. And like, that's what a book is. Like, you're literally making a book and you're
Mhm.
going to read it to your dad. And that's going to be super cool. And I want you to videotape that so you can share it with me. You know, so you're breathing life into this situation that otherwise is like, oh gosh, I have to sit here and write something, right?
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
write something in a workbook that's going to
Right.
stay in that book forever. But like it's
Right.
this living, active thing that they're really challenged at doing. But because I've tweaked it in such a way, and again,
Mhm.
using this oral composition example, I hope it's a good one.
Mhm.
I'm getting excited for them to finish. So I think it's a
Yeah.
because I can't wait to see their little faces, you know.
Mhm.
And I'm literally just using a glue stick and green construction paper, right? I'm printing what they've typed out, and they haven't even typed it out. You know, it's typed because they've spoken it in, and they have added punctuation, capitalization, and all of the literary elements that are needed, grammar and such, because when you speak it in, sometimes it isn't accurate, right? So they've done a lot of work, but it looks so much different. You know, I'm just helping them to celebrate their progress, the consistency, the perseverance, their willingness to keep coming back to it. And
Mhm.
sometimes in our hour-long sessions together, they might only work on that thing for 5 minutes.
Mhm.
They get a meaty portion done because I'm not going to fight it. You know what I mean? Like when they're done, they're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're just constantly looking forward to the end of it where there's going to be this celebration and there's going to be a success that they're going to attain. Is
It's
that okay?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and building in that motivation is so important. You have
Yeah.
to find a way sometimes to help kids continue the motivation and get to the end, even when it's hard.
Yeah.
So I think that's great that you're building up the end part.
I mean, you always have to have some kind of like carrot and fun thing. We need that as adults. We need a fun thing to
Sure.
look
We don't
forward
work for free. We work
to.
for
And
money.
right? And we always look forward to weekends, for
Yeah.
example, right?
Vacations,
Yeah.
anything. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to go blah, 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 out to dinner or something.
Right.
So I think that's huge, especially for struggling kids, is to just celebrate the progress and the endurance that they have to complete things. It can be
Yeah.
really hard for them.
Endurance, that's a great word that you bring up
Mhm.
because the younger they are, oh my goodness, like the less time on this direct instruction type of thing, you know, the less is more, less time is
Mhm.
better. Does that make sense? Like
Mhm.
it's a lot. We forget how much endurance that these little kids are are leaning into or trying to are taking. It takes them a lot of energy,
Mhm.
right, to focus and endure that kind of academic stuff, especially if it's an area that they struggle with.
Mhm. Where they're
So
already behind.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a good word.
So the second tip we want to help you with is to focus on mastery, not volume. You don't have to get through the book. Think out of the box. And we've talked about this before. You're not trying to finish every single question, every activity in the book. Just focus on the mastery of it and not how much needs to be done. Quality over quantity.
Love it. I have an example from my son's work that he's doing this semester in history and government. So I was noticing that there was a lot of overlap in one section. So he was learning the same content in his history book as he was in his government work, which is online curriculum. So I just said, hey, let's only do this in one content area. The subject is slavery, that unit in history, and in government there's a huge part of it that focuses on it, and I chose for him to, I didn't even ask him, but he doesn't care at this point. I already know. Listen, and that's something that he appreciates. He doesn't want to decide, I already know that about him. He'd be like, I don't care. But I thought that the government aspect of the issue of slavery was something that he hasn't yet learned. So we've studied a lot of the history. We're a history rich homeschool, a lot of living books. He knows that aspect. When we were in Ohio, we stopped at the Brown sign for, who is it that's right there outside of Cincinnati? Harriet, is it
Tubman.
Harriet Tubman?
Yeah, they have
And
a
yeah, they had a huge thing, right?
museum.
Free. Well, we didn't go, we didn't make it to the museum, but there was another Brown sign on the other side of the road that was someone's homestead or something. It was just in the neighborhood, but it was super cool. So anyway, I
Mhm.
know he's had so many experiences, and so he knows a lot about the historical aspect of slavery, but the government part, especially this
Mhm.
high school 12th grade level, that's the part that he really needs to focus on. And
Mhm.
so I just crossed out the things in the history book about slavery, and I said, you're going to focus on those in your online course, because I can pick and choose there. It's Khan Academy that he's using.
Mhm.
And I did not want the content overlap. And you can do that with any subject that you're seeing content overlap in. You,
Mhm.
you don't have to do both of them.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
All right, this next point is probably one of the most exciting parts that we like to talk about.
Oh, yeah. We could say a lot about this.
Yeah, is varying the approach to your teaching style and your learning style. Like, get rid of the busy work and the book work. Instead of direct instruction all the time or most of the time, add in those rich learning experiences. Use the community around you. There's so many, well, depending on the community that you live
Mhm.
in our county, there's so many free classes at like nature centers, parks, museums, or they're low cost, even at
Mhm.
the aquariums. These experiences that they might have a speaker come in, or they bring their pets out, like at the aquarium, they bring the penguins out and you can, go touch them and or go near them. I don't know, whatever. But, just utilize what's happening around the community. Maybe there's historical reenactments
Mhm.
where,
I love this.
all these fun old, I shouldn't say it like this, all these fun
They are.
families come out in period clothing.
Yeah.
And they even have like our kids, I know your boys, even my girl, loved the cannons. They would like fake that the cannons would go off and the guns
Mhm.
and all of those things. So super cool. Also through 4-H, this is the time of year at the end when kids are doing their presentations. They might have a special project that they're working on. It doesn't always have to be agricultural related, like animals. My son once did a presentation about cranes and different kinds of cranes. He made this science board with different pictures. And through 4-H, he was able to do the presentation, which was an oral composition, right?
Mhm.
And get judged on it. They
Yeah.
also, there's some talent shows or end of the year celebrations at your homeschool co-ops or at church, or you're getting ready for VBS. Maybe
Mhm.
you can even add that into your plans of what is going to be our part at VBS. Get ready for that, or there might be a spring break camp or something that
Mhm.
they're doing where they're going to be doing some kind of educational hands-on experiences. Like those things count.
Oh, yeah. I'm even thinking of all the stuff we used to do at the library. They
Oh,
would bring in, remember when they brought in all the instruments and we had that
yeah,
instrument petting zoo,
yeah,
is what
that
they
was
call it. And
that
all
was
the
before
kids could
COVID.
play.
before
Yeah,
COVID.
they could put their mouths on the instruments and play the horns. They were real instruments. It was so cool.
And they had
But yeah.
drums and shakers and all the things from the symphony, like, that they
Mhm.
discarded. And the people, the volunteers that ran that, they loved teaching that to, like, the next generation, even to us as moms. They were
I
so
know.
excited that was
So instead
there.
of us learning that out of a book or something at home, we were able to actually go and touch all the things and talk to real
Yeah.
live
And you
people
go to
who
the
play these
symphony.
instruments. Yeah.
Right, you go to the symphony, you go to the school shows, at
Mhm.
theater. They usually reserve special homeschool seats or days or times for that, or you meld in with, like, all the field trip public schools and private schools, and our
Yeah,
kids were
we
like,
did some plays that way at Mahaffey Theater. Yeah.
yes, and we usually got the awesome seats at the top, right?
Yeah.
We could, like, look down at everybody. I mean, not we
Mhm.
wouldn't be thinking bad of them, but we
No.
were physically up higher
Yes.
just 'cause the special seats. Uh,
Mhm.
but anyway, then there are also a ton of virtual experiences. Uh,
Right.
the one I love so much because we were so into history was the Colonial Williamsburg virtual field trip. I mean, that thing is so cool. I can't even do it justice explaining it. Just go to the Colonial Williamsburg site and
Mm.
queue the virtual experience. It's amazing. And the Corey Ten Boom experience, that was about the Holocaust. That's a heavy topic. And the virtual experience is, it was appropriate for my kids when they were younger because it was all about her house. And it's
Mhm.
literally her house. Like, it's real video of the footage of her house, which is now a museum. And they show the little space where they hid the Jewish people and took care of them. That is an amazing one as well. But lots of other
Yeah, there's so
experiences.
many museums.
And animal cams. Didn't you share
Mhm.
one that, like, eagle
Oh, we love those. We watched a lot of those.
bald
Yeah.
eagle cams, dolphin cam?
Oh, I still watch that one. And then there's one Deerfield Beach has just a cam. This was actually just for calming us down, but it's underneath their dock. And so
Nice.
you see all of these animals swimming by constantly.
Oh,
So
like
cool.
underwater.
Oh, yes. And
Oh, that's
it's not
great
like an
picture.
aquarium. It's actually in the wild. It's outside. They have it on their dock
Yeah,
at Deerfield Beach, Florida on the East Coast. Hmm.
and so you can see, like, what fish that you would catch if you were
Oh,
fishing there.
stingrays,
Yeah,
all little sharks, all kinds of
super
things are
cool.
constantly going past. So,
Love that. So, yeah, if you can't go out and about,
yeah.
access some of these digital experiences. And a
Mhm.
couple unique things that I found in my crazy searches. I have no idea how I found these things. There was this art contest that Toyota, the car company, had,
Mm.
and we never talked to anybody. We just read the directions for the art contest. We turned in the picture of the car that Wyatt drew,
Mhm.
and then they got back to us via email. I think they even sent us, like, a certificate in the mail that he was in this art contest. He didn't win or anything, but he was just
Right.
part of this art contest every couple of years. And so it got him really excited to do it. And then you got to look online and see the winners and see all
Mm.
of the people from around the world that contributed designs. And it was
Mhm.
all different age groups and everything. So that's super cool. And I know several other companies that do things like that. A history contest. I wish I knew the official name of this. I don't know if they do it anymore, but my daughter was in it with her friend. And again, we never talked to anyone. We ordered the book. Everyone else in the United States who was in this contest had the book. We would teach from the book, her friend's mom and I separately. We never got together and did it, but the girls would get together and they made a play about the topic that they decided. They turned in the video of their play and they got feedback on it. Again, they didn't win, but it was super cool. They probably got a certificate of participation or whatever. And then they got to look at all the other videos of the different things that people had created, their
Really neat.
aspect of, history. So it was
Mhm.
some history topic that they chose. And yeah, super cool.
That's definitely a way to vary your approach, and your girl was
Absolutely.
so good at acting and all of that anyway, that it was
Yeah.
just working right with her gifts and strengths. And
And
what
her friend was all musical
yeah,
theater too. So
that's what
they
you wanna
loved
be
it.
doing, is trying to highlight your
Her
kids'
strengths.
strengths.
Yeah, and they
And
were super excited to
Mhm.
meet up every week or however long they did it for. When there was a window of time, it was only like a month long that they had to create this thing, and they were
Mhm.
motivated. We didn't have to, light a fire under them. They wanted to do it. And one more super cool thing that my son did a couple years was an airport design challenge through the FAA, the Federal, I think it's Aviation Association. I might be wrong about that, but anyway, the FAA. And again, it was kids from all over the world. You got together in teams. He had a friend locally that he did it with, but they designed any airport that they wanted to, like Minecraft. It was like a Minecraft software. And you know how much kids are motivated by that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So him and his friend chose a local airport that we had been to. We had also been on a field trip to it, like for kids. And so they brought them in the back where like the luggage was. I didn't even get to go with them to the
Oh,
back. You had to
cool.
have like special clearance. So he got to make all of these parts in the airport design challenge that he had seen from going to the field trip there. That was super
It's
cool.
really neat.
Yeah.
hmm
And none of these contests he won, but that's okay, right?
Though they had all these experiences, whether virtual or
Experiences.
hands-on.
So change it up,
Mm.
help create motivation, give them pockets of success that are experiences that are related to their strengths. And you will see them then weave in, right, the struggling aspect, because all of these things that I mentioned, they had some kind of a composition, like a writing, reading type of thing. The airport design that had math to it, and the was very mathy because it was angles and things for cars.
Mhm.
Those academic aspects were built into these challenges and experiences.
That's great.
Yeah, we love these ideas. I could go on and on.
You are the master at finding out of the box activities. That is for sure.
Just God. And
Amazing.
so me saying, okay, what's your plan for us today? Because I know it's going to be better than mine. Give me something really cool to do, right? This week
Yeah.
or month or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's okay that it looks so different sometimes because you are creating these unique and awesome, just the word experiences isn't enough. That's
Mhm.
another word.
Well, memories too.
Yeah.
Great educational memories. You're building their IQ. You're building
Yeah.
everything they know. You're building a scaffolding for all of their future knowledge.
Ooh, foundational knowledge.
Yeah.
Like when I said that thing about us seeing Harriet Tubman and whoever else it was, the homestead in Ohio, like
Mhm.
understand why it was probably in sixth, seventh grade, maybe.
Mhm.
And so in 12th grade, I can say, oh, I know he knows this because he had these, it wasn't just that experience, but there were other things that he was involved in that I know that we could have a conversation about, and I know that he would be able to have that foundation. It lasts. It really does.
So we hope this encourages you today to not homeschool out of fear, but to
Mm.
homeschool using your child's gifts and strengths and celebrating little successes along the way.
I love that. Don't homeschool from a point of fear and wallowing in any struggle, whether
No.
it's your child struggling or you struggling, right? Seek out a way to create successes.
hmm Definitely. And if this resonated with you, we would love to invite you to our community where we talk about these things. We have workshops every month. We meet with our members.
We help them specifically add these strategies into their days because we know it can be hard and scary sometimes to be outside the box like that, right?
Or having to come up with these things on your own.
Oh, yeah.
Kim has done all of them. And
I don't know about
she
that.
has
It's
so
Google,
much to share. Yeah.
but it's like one Google search away, but sometimes you don't know what to search for,
Right. Yeah.
right?
So we would love to invite you to join us into our community where you can get all kinds of help and ideas and just encouragement. You don't have to worry and be scared that you're messing up your kids like we hear so many homeschool moms say.
You are not. That's right.
Yes. And you can find our community at thehomeschoolwell.com. Click join now to find all the details. And we would love to have you and help you and get to know you.
And in the meantime, we will be back next week for another new episode. We're swinging into March, and we're going to talk about all things related to assessment, portfolio, getting those end of year records ready, measuring growth. And trust me, we're going to go beyond traditional methods of measuring growth. You know that.
Yes. So we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye.